So, before you can customize any PA or tech, you will need the corresponding fragment type per type of PA or tech you want to craft. So, if you wanted to craft a Hunter PA, you would need melee PA fragments. A Gunner would need ranged fragments, and any custom tech would require tech fragments. Now, you can get these fragments by dismantling any level 11 or higher discs corresponding to the weapon type. So, melee fragments would come from any melee disc, ranged would come from any Ranger or Gunner PA discs, and tech fragments from any tech disc. But it should be mentioned you can also buy fragments or discs right off the market. Depending on what you need, this can be kind of pricey, so use your best judgment and then go from there. Now, getting to dismantling itself, you must interact with the personal quarters terminal in your personal quarters. Then choose crafting, then DIY crafting, then item dismantling. And for reference, this feature used to be called desynthesis. Anyways, once there, you can break down 10 items at a time, and again, there is no actual limit to how many times you can do this, nor is there a cost to do so. And while we are only focusing on discs today, for reference, breaking down weapons also gives certain materials you will need later on too. So, getting right to the customizing, you can get to this from crafting, DIY crafting, then customize photon arts or techniques. I'll be quickly bringing this full circle and explaining the differences between customs in a minute, but for now, whichever you pick will open up your craft lines, and these, along with your stock of fragments, are your limiting factor when crafting. Starting off, every character has one craft line available to them that is independent from other characters. Then, the second and third craft line in the top row are opened up when reaching a higher level in crafting. Next, the entire second row is unlocked through Premium, and finally, the third row from AC. Each of these have a cooldown of a few hours each, and this can be reduced with Lilliparium. Though I'll be covering Lilliparium a little bit in another video, and I've already touched on it a little bit in my crafting basics video if you'd like to know more. Anyways, now that you know what these are, you would just choose one, and then it will simply ask you what you would like to craft. And here is where I would like to explain the differences between crafting PAs compared to techs. Starting off with PAs, generally every weapon has about 11 PAs, and only 2 predetermined PAs of those 11 can be customized into a 0 version. The only exception to that rule is the jet boots and the soaring blades, as they only have 1 PA each that can be customized. Luckily, every 0 PA and tech is available to craft right away at level 1 crafting. So just pick the one you would like to craft, then check the required materials on the right side when selecting the PA. You will, however, notice a similar pop-up as you would see when grinding. And here you have the option to use support items that would help get a better craft, as in getting better merits, as in better stats, and less harmful demerits, as in the negative stats, and other things like that too. But that's really it for customizing PAs. Moving on to customizing text though, the process is the same, but the choices are different. So if we were to back out and start from this menu, you would choose Customize Tech, then choose a craft line available. Now here is where it gets a little interesting, as every tech can be customized. However, only one predetermined tech per element can be crafted into the 0 version. Generally, if it can be customized into a 0 tech, you would usually want to take that option, especially since all 0 recipes are available at level 1, just like we mentioned before. Ideally, your goal should be to customize every tech if you are a tech user, or at least the ones you use a lot. Though that's really it for how to craft something on your own, but you can alternatively request someone else to craft something for you. And to do that, you will need to talk to a Visiphone, then choose Crafting, then search for a crafter from one of the top 3 options. After that, it's almost exactly the same as doing it yourself, but without the craft lines. Just make sure to have the materials and Meseta on you and you'll be good to go. There's now a few reasons why you might want to do this opposed to crafting yourself. The first of which might simply be because your craft lines are on cooldown. Another is because there are other players out there who have a significantly higher crafting level than you. And as such, they have much more options and better options for you to request than what you might have unlocked yourself. And they likely have a better chance of getting better stats on the craft too. The only downside to this is that it could take a little while for the other player to get to your request, but it can be worth the wait. And that's really it on how to customize PAs and techs. It's quite a simple process and can be done without having to worry at all about other types of crafting too. So literally anyone can get right into it whenever. If you would like to know more about the different custom tech types, or to see some of the new 0 types in action, check out the short videos I did on those recently. Anyways, I hope everyone enjoys the new customized features. Take care.